Welcome to the Parker Podcast Collection.
I suck, you suck, I suck at Call of Duty. You suck. You suck. You suck.
Welcome to the Not Playing Podcast. My name's Rob Howard, and this week I'm joined by
Patrick Kay.
Oh, and Matt Foxley.
You can contact us on email at notplayingpodcast@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Twitter at notplayingpod. Today, hot off the press, Bethesda announced what they're doing with the DLC for Fallout 4. So they've announced 3 bits. The first one is called Automatron,
Amazing.
and it's all about robots.
Amazing.
So you can you hunt down all these parts of the robot and you can make your own robots, which is pretty cool. And then after that, there's one called Wasteland Workshop, which is going to be all about capturing creatures. And then the final bit they announced was called Far Harbor, which apparently is going to be with everyone's favourite character, Nick Valentine. And it's going to be in a whole new area, and it's all going to be off the coast of Maine. So that's a whole new area of Fallout to explore. So because it's quite significant, well, they seem to think it is, they're hiking the price up of the season pass from $30 to $50. That's £25 to £40 in UK money. So how do we feel about that? Or have we all had our fill of Fallout 4?
Yeah, I had my fill.
I'm going to play the robot thing, but I'm not interested in buying the season pass.
It sounds cool. It's just one of those things. Just don't have the time.
No.
But do I have to complete the game to play the Automatron thing?
Of course not.
No, exactly.
Why
so
would they
therefore,
want to
game
restrict it?
I'm never going to finish Fallout 4. It was I didn't make a choice, so that's how I finished it. So it's so I'll play the Automatron thing. I'll make some robots.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think if I was going to play any of them, it would probably be for the more story stuff, Far Harbor. But then I'll probably end up getting the other bits as well, just because, I don't know.
Actually, do you know what? I might replay it right from the beginning with that Automatron thing attached. There
Just
you go.
play the DLC?
No, I'll play the whole game again.
Oh, right.
I'll play the whole game again, but make completely different decisions, and maybe do it the other way. You know, do it what I didn't do last time.
I tell you what, I didn't.
And then play the DLC. Actually, I might wait for all of it. How long until all of it comes out?
May.
Yeah, and then slap it all
one
on
a
and play
month.
the whole thing.
It's one a month.
Yeah, so buy the whole expansion. Yes, good deal then. Buy the whole
Yeah,
expansion.
because it's £20 for the big one that's out in May, and then the other two are like £4 and £8.
I mean, come on, you make different decisions, and that's what's great about Fallout games. So if I bought that for £20, I've basically got Fallout 4.5.
Yeah, well, you know this is all going to be in Steam sale, the whole thing, Game of the Year version.
Exactly, Game of the Year version, yeah.
Yeah, like New Vegas.
But no, it's only going to cost me £20 anyway, and I can play it now. But it depends what's out. I mean, I'm playing too many things anyway at the moment.
Yeah, there is. It's going to be fighting for my attention as well. To be honest, I was kind of done with Fallout 4. I did finish it, but the way I finished it was ridiculous. I ended up because I got that nuclear physicist perk just so that I could the fusion cores for the power armor wouldn't run out.
Yeah.
And I got really stuck at the end, and it was like Thing is, a lot of people, I didn't hit the level cap. I was only level 40, and I thought, fuck it, I'll just go to the end. And there's this fucking mental fight, and I won't spoil the details, but basically I realised at the last minute when I'd used up every bit of ammo I had that the one of the abilities you get as the nuclear physicist is that you can eject your fusion core as like a nuclear bomb. So I just ran through this base, just dropping fusion cores and running as fast as I could, just blowing up all these armoured dudes. And eventually, I just about did it off by the skin of my teeth. But like, I did feel like I was sort of breaking the game a bit. But then they encourage that, so
Yeah, it's fine.
it's a broken game. Anyway. Right, okay. Vermintide's getting a survival mode at the end of February. I have to confess I uninstalled it, but just to make room for XCOM. But I still think it's a great game. We've got friends of the show who have invested hundreds of hours into it now. Rob was showing me all his orange armour and stuff the other night.
Yeah, he's got, I don't know, he loves it.
Yeah.
Me not so much. I've played it quite a bit. I played with those guys, played with you. I've played enough, but it's so random on the loot that you have to grind. It's a grind game.
Yeah,
You have
it
to
totally
grind.
is. If you're happy with those maps and just playing them over and over again, like they've accommodated those sort of gamers. But
Once you've learnt it, it becomes like if you cock up once, then the team will kick you out. That's kind of how it feels. Because after a while, if you're playing it and you're like level 30 or something, you should know all of the maps inside out. And we play them on, and it just scales up. So
you got to know where all the grimoires are.
yeah,
as
you got
well
to know where all the
get your
grimoires
good
are. You got to
loot.
know where every single trigger is for every single thing. So it's a good fun game to play with all your mates and stuff. But I couldn't give it any longevity, because it's kind of. But this new expansion thing or new mode looks like that could be really good fun.
Yeah, just to mix it up a bit. Rob was saying how like he's now playing the dwarf character that I was playing exclusively, and he said, yeah, it's just blocking. You've just got to block all the time because one hit is going to screw you over later and stuff. So
you can't take one hit. That's what it ends up being. Because to get the maximum, so it's all about maximising in the loot. You can go in there and fudge through it and get some loot, or you can go around going through it and get the maximum chance of the best loot. And it's quite good fun to do that. It is a good fun game, must admit.
yeah.
It looks lovely.
I think it's going to cost money. Or I think they're introducing that mode, but there's going to be a new map, and if you've got the map, you can still play it on someone who's got the map, but you can't kick it off on your own.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad way of doing it. So everyone will get to try it.
Payday 2 did that.
Did they?
Yeah, Payday 2 did that with their expansion. What they did was they released an expansion with a whole load of more heists that I couldn't start off myself, but if someone else put one up, I could join their game, and it made it really good because then you would then get to see the map,
Yeah.
and play on it. Plus, you weren't feeling like, oh, I've been left out because there's a DLC, so it balances it. But you just couldn't kick it off and run it yourself, So you'd have to wait for someone else's to come up. But yeah, it's a good mode to do that.
Good way of doing it. Okay, Her Story is getting a sequel. Did any of you play Her Story?
No.
No.
It's not a bad game. I played it on my phone. In it, you were just. I think I talked about it on here. It's just a woman. Full motion video of. She's just. It's like police interviews from several different dates, and they've cut them all up, and you have to find them all with keywords and guess the mystery.
Oh
so this had like a similar zeitgeisty sort of thing going on as like Serial Podcast, Making a Murderer, that kind of thing. Not on that level probably, but it was massively successful. So he's doing another one. We don't know what it's going to be, but I think they're great games. I personally lost patience with it, but I still think it's interesting, and I think it would be a good game to play with if with your other half or a friend, two of you both trying to figure it out. It's pretty cool, and not very expensive, and was on several Game of the Year lists. In fact, I think Her Story was Polygon's Game of the Year. In the end, which was weird.
I was off my radar. I was in some other game, Fallout probably.
Yeah, it was one of those weird little indie hits that just came out of nowhere. Speaking of small little indie hits, Star Citizen is. They said today that they're going to be changing up the payment model. Now, I went to the site and it still says game packages and it's like what ship you want. But basically what they're saying they're going to do is they're going to split off Squadron 42, which is the single player bit. And you can just buy that if you want.
You know why they've done that?
Why?
Elite Dangerous Arena launches standalone priced £5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Steam Elite basically have launched their PvP. You know the CQC or something they called it? Close Quarter Combat?
Yeah.
I played that quite a bit. Really good fun. I mean, it's wicked fun. Dogfighting. I've stopped playing it because I'm waiting for my VR headset so that I'm not Elite burnt out. And then, yeah, it's amazing. For £5, you get all of the arena stuff, which is amazing. So you get a full multiplayer combat experience in the Elite world with all the Elite main game behind it. You can't access that. You just come in, start shooting stuff. You know, how awesome. £5. So Star Citizen have gone, oh my god.
Yeah, when did they announce that then? Was that recently that Elite did that?
How does it actually work though? Is it just like a big PvP?
Oh, what,
like arena or
Elite? No, they have. There's a few different game modes. There's capture the flag. There's deathmatch. There's all the normal ones you'd expect. Yeah, I played a lot of deathmatch. There's deathmatch teams, so you can do wing.
Oh, that was today. That was announced today as well.
Yeah, it was today. Yeah. So I mean, $4.99. Wow, you know, and if you haven't got it yet, then Elite, and you don't want to do the trading, just want full on fighting. It's like they have like so basically they have a bubble of space, right? If you go too far, it says you're out of bounds and it will blow you up. Simple, right? The rest of it is broken ships, planets, all sorts of stuff, and you weave in and out of them and use them as cover, and basically fly through, debris, and there's other people there to kill, so you can gang up on people, and as you level up, as you get more kills or just play more, you get more points. You can then buy the bigger ships and have different ships and stuff. But in the starter ship, Sidewinder, and it match makes you as well. So it's not like you're going to go in and suddenly be against 5 anacondas, you know. It match makes you a little bit, so it's fine. I mean, I had great fun on it. I thought it was like awesome. It's but I play Elite with the trading and everything. So the QCQ I logged in a few times, and it reflects in your your normal game as well, with because it will give you the CQC, or now they're calling it the arena ranking. So if you level up to like Elite in that, you can have Elite, Trader, Elite, all the Elites.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say Bobblehead.
And there probably is a Bobblehead as well, I don't know.
Although you have to buy those normally.
You probably have to buy those, and you have to buy ship skins and stuff. I own one. I own a ship skin.
Yeah, I bought one when I got my Viper. Yeah. I was like, I don't like the colour.
Yeah.
So I got a red one.
£1.50. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, they made them cheap. I think Elite is a really good game. And this arena launch, I saw that. Star Citizen, do you know what? I've got it. I bought it ages ago. I've spent quite a bit of money on it.
The bit that they're breaking off there for you is the Wing Commander style campaign, which Elite doesn't have.
I've already got it though, because I did it a long time ago. I gave them my money.
Years and years ago.
I gave them my money a long, long time ago.
I'm just waiting for it. I'm just waiting for that to be a VR game.
I'm not even watching any of the trailers. I'm not keeping up to date with Star Citizen at all, because
it's off my radar now.
I gave up. Elite has shown them what they can do, and Elite is out, and I've been playing it. It's great.
Yeah.
And Star Citizen looks great. What I've seen, and I'm just thinking, oh, come on,
No, I'm looking forward to playing Star Citizen. I'm really looking forward to playing like the multiplayer.
I really don't want it to Star Citizen
on single ship stuff. Like I think that could be so cool.
But that's going to be an Elite.
That's coming in Elite. We've got it already.
Yeah, absolutely. But I want to play it in both.
Yeah.
I mean, landing on the planets. That's pretty awesome. I mean, I can't wait. VR, man. It's all about VR at the moment. I've only got a month to wait, and
those games the people are about to realise just how much those games are coming back.
Yeah.
It's not just a case of 15 space simulators being released. They're about to become incredibly relevant.
Yes, exactly.
And their audience is going to widen massively.
What was the game you were playing, Rob, called Adrift?
I wasn't playing it. I'm looking forward to it.
Adrift. Were we watching it then?
That's the gravity looking thing.
That's the VR one as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So
that looks great.
And Star Citizen are doing something like that.
Eve Valkyrie comes with it, and that's space game.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah, got
yeah.
you know, that's all space. I mean, VR makes complete sense when you're sitting in a cockpit. You know,
Absolutely, man.
Racing.
don't put me like
Anything.
running around a world with feet because that's going to make me feel weird.
Yeah, that's the bit I'm not really interested in. I'm sure it'll make sense. I'm more interested in third-person games than I am first-person running around games.
The running around bit though, like locomotion is something that has many different solutions already. So like, because developers generally don't want you doing that.
Dwarfs kicking you in the
games.
shins.
Well, unless you have got some sort of cockpit, that you're not going to play a lot of games that you control in the traditional sort of first person way if they're made for VR.
Yeah.
You're going to have like teleportation. You're going to have, that kind of blinking, fading out and being moving to the next position. You can have, different types of transportation, but I don't think there's going to be a huge amount of actual like running around games in VR.
Just think though, Pat, right? I don't think it's that far away, right? To that they make some sort of suit you put on that can give you pressure. I know they've done some, but one that's affordable and one where if I've got all the headset on the suit or whatever, and I'm stood in my world, right? In Amazon's lumberyard,
yeah,
and you come into it and walk in, and graphically now you could have it so it would look pretty much like you, so I would know it was you, and you could shake hands, and then you could both feel that through the suit,
Yeah,
that's all doable technology, but they've just got to
Prio
make it.
VR, isn't that it?
Sorry,
Prio VR, 17 sensor suit.
yeah, that's probably the one, and then you can actually censor it, so you could actually so then your brain is being tricked completely that. Because I've just felt your hand.
well, Prio VR is for mapping
just gonna be
like
bonkers.
avatars to your body movement.
Yeah.
So that's tracking your body movement. But you're talking about actually
bodysuit.
feeling the pressure of touching it. Yeah, there's
So
people
the
working
suit
on
will
that as
squeeze.
well.
The suit
There's-
squeezes
well,
you.
Well, I don't know about suits that squeeze you. The suits that definitely have like
can
haptic
be used in
feedback,
other
like
ways.
that. Yeah, there's the suits that are being developed that have like haptic response, so they'll
it.
kind of vibrate and like if you get hit by
can
a
be used in
bullet
other
or
ways.
something like that.
Tesla suit.
But the Tesla suit, that's right. But the hand pressure thing, there is several people working on VR gloves which do very accurate, very fast finger tracking, and
I'll give you finger tracking. There's too many things that are funny. Carry on. Sorry.
But one of them, it can actually restrict your finger movement as you grip, so it basically feels like there's something there. So that's the thing you're talking about.
Yeah. So yeah. So, I mean, I know it. I know in like maybe 5 years or something.
Yeah.
And I think it's just I mean I've always wanted I'm a geek, man. I've always wanted a holodeck to go
Exactly.
to the Wild West, or that's why I play
Exactly.
video games. That's why everyone plays video games. You want to be somewhere
ultimately
else.
this is it. Yeah.
It's a dissolving of the limitation of your personal space.
Yeah.
Like the personal space that you as a human being have to experience has just massively broadened. Like there's going to be an infinite amount of experiences that you can now just like casually jump into without any ball ache, without any money, without any efforts whatsoever. There's it's like you've broken an obstacle by
It's going to be
just
good, man.
by just
It's gonna be
simply
really
sticking
good.
something to your face.
I mean,
Yeah.
And that is magic.
I'm a little bit disappointed that the Oculus is a bit too much money. If only it had been a little bit cheaper, I think they would have got
Yeah, I mean, if only everything was cheaper though.
just
but
a little bit.
I just think they know their audience so well.
Yeah, we're all geeks
They
and we
know,
want it because
they
we're
know
gonna,
that that's we'll pay that.
Unless I buy the Steam one so that I can then turn my room into an entire holodeck. I mean, I'm torn.
Yeah, but you'll have like a little bullet in the way.
Yeah, but I can put a little suit on him and he can be in the world with me.
yeah, but it's got to come
He's got to
along
come
for the
into
ride as
VR.
well.
Is there a pet VR headset?
No, that's already been done. Like, there's
Oh my god.
one of the developers working on a game actually strapped. They basically made a dog avatar, which had scripted like animation movement, and then they attached one of the Steam controllers to the collar of their dog, so that when they were playing the game, it was tracking the dog's position in the game and putting a dog avatar in their place.
Wow.
And animating it, and it looked like a dog was running around their feet.
That's mental.
Because a dog was running around their feet.
Well, I have to do that with Bully. He's going to have to be done somehow.
Of course.
Is that easy to do?
If you know how to use Unity and you've got a Vive,
I might
I
have to see if there's some
Super
code
easy.
or something to get nicked from somewhere if someone's done it. Because then, obviously, I do have going to have a problem playing Elite and stuff with a headset on, because the dog will just be running around, and be like, "What?"
You could make an experience where Bullet is the size of an elephant.
Yeah, exactly. You make it whatever you
He's
want.
smashing through your living room.
You'd be quite aware of where he was.
I'd just make him.
Yeah.
I'd just make him just a pile of fur. That's it. That's all he is. He just sheds
Like
fur.
something out of Dark Crystal, like
Some
some
eyes.
critter.
Okay. Quantum Break is coming out on PC the same day as Xbox One now. Was going to be an exclusive. Now it's coming out the same day, but my God, the system spec for it is insane. You need Windows 10 because of DirectX 12. They recommend an i7-4790 4GHz, a GeForce 980 Ti, and 16 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, that's quite high.
That is pretty lofty.
That's recommended, yeah.
For a game that's essentially an Xbox One game. That's mental. Like, they recommend like a 760 minimum.
Right.
That's
But this is the
mental.
game. This is like that Her Story one, isn't it? It's real live action footage that's playing that then you can change or something.
Well,
Bit like
no,
Alan
I mean,
Wake.
the game it looks pretty good, but I didn't think it looked that good. I mean, it looks like there's lots of flashy effects and stuff, but I think the thing about it that's full motion is that they're apparently going to launch it with like some sort of TV show that's going to be
what I meant,
out
yeah.
or something.
And you can change it from what you do.
You can't really
watch it.
change it. I think you see it from I think they're thinking of it in seasons, and I think there might be some choices that will influence where it goes later on, but it's still fairly linear, I think. And you get to see it from like the baddie's point of view or something on TV, while you're playing as the goody protagonist, I think. But yeah, I don't know. It's the guys that made Alan Wake and Max Payne and stuff. So I mean,
Great game.
yeah, I've had plenty of time for all their stuff. So
I did read as well though that when you buy the game, if you buy the Xbox One version, you get a free PC version with it, plus you get a copy of Alan Wake as well.
that's right.
I mean, that's crazy, man.
It's like just have all this stuff, please buy our game.
And I can't even play it on an Xbox One, but I might as well buy it on the Xbox One to then give my Xbox One copy, I guess, to someone who's got an Xbox One. What?
Yeah,
How does
lots
that
of people complaining that why the hell do I need an Xbox One then if I can play this on PC?
Yeah.
Well, duh.
Well,
like-
you don't need an Xbox One. But
No, you
Xbox
don't.
Ones are good for people that don't want to fiddle around buying a new graphics card every
Yeah,
week.
like people like friend of the show Keith. He was a PC gamer for years.
Hi,
just
Keith.
couldn't be arsed with the dicking around anymore, and just wanted.
Hello to Keith.
Hello to
Hello,
to Keith. DNM. Yeah. But yeah, I totally appreciate why, like, you know, he's got all family and stuff, and he just wants to.
I don't blame him, to be honest. I don't blame people doing that. To be honest, it's you plug it in, turn it on, it works, and you play a game and have a laugh. Instead of a PC,
yeah,
you go,
absolutely.
oh, hang on, my graphics card's gone, and I
Absolutely.
need to get a bigger one. You know, it's like,
It comes down to this: you get out of it what you put in.
yeah, exactly.
If you want like the most high def experience, you have to jiggle things around a little bit.
Yeah,
And
pay
if you
for it.
and if you
If you
just want
want to be entertained mindlessly for a set amount of time, like then play an iPhone game. Like do you know what I mean? Like if you.
Come on, Xbox One's not that bad, and PlayStation.
No,
4.
no, I'm not saying that an Xbox is like playing an iPhone game. What I mean is there is completely different ends of the spectrum for gaming. Like you don't, none of them are correct. Like
No, exactly.
console
Do how you
gaming
like
is
it.
not like a lamer version of PC gaming. They're just different.
No, I mean, if you're just going to sit back on the sofa, like sort of 2 or 3 meters away from your TV, you might as well just get a console because you're not going to appreciate the detail. I mean, I sit at a desk and play. I used to do that when I played on my Xbox, and now I'm playing on PC, and I'm like probably, I don't know, 40 inches from my monitor, and I can really appreciate all the bells and whistles that my graphics card allows me to have.
These games are well optimized though to run on an Xbox One.
Yeah.
They look great, and lower in spec PCs. Not everyone has
Well,
really
I have to
expensive.
say actually, XCOM 2, that's kind of a PC exclusive game from a AAA developer, and it's really not optimized at all because they didn't have to. Yeah,
because it's not going to go on anything else.
No. Well, they might do it later on down the road, but they were just like, they've put the effort into like mod support and all that, but I can't believe how badly it runs for a game that is essentially like 2D almost.
Well, playing around with that editor software, this Unreal thing, you can see how because you can load up the levels of the whole island of Ark and stuff, and you can see how it's built, which is amazing. So you load up all that, you see how much work they've done, and how much work they've still got to do, because it's not optimized at all. They've got stuff like you can do things like sub-islands. So if you've got one big space, that has to all load, right?
Yeah.
Where you are. All of it loads. Now, if you sub-island it off, how Unreal works is that it can draw it in when you need it. So it'll draw it in on the fly around you, like a big bubble around you.
Yeah.
And that's your draw distance anyway. So what it does is you just have to, divide your map into subsections, and then each one is a separate map that loads in, and it takes time to do that because you have to create each individual world the same, and there's a bit of copy and pasting, but not that quickly, it takes time, the stuff crashes. So I can see what they're working with, but that eventually the whole island will be even in smaller parts, so it only streams it in as you get there, and then it'll all be very quick, and it's interesting to learn all that stuff.
It certainly is. There was a big EA earnings call thing, whatever that is, and they reckon there's going to be a new Titanfall and a new Mass Effect in the next 14 months. And Titanfall 2 will have a proper single-player campaign, which is interesting because a lot of people were complaining that that's what it didn't have. I played the multiplayer a bit of that. Didn't hold my interest. Mostly
I played
because
it to death.
You did?
Yeah, I did play it to death, yeah.
Yeah, well, you had the... Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Beta.
Yeah, you were in the beta. I only played the beta a little bit.
Very early on beta.
Yeah.
So I was I'd already put in about, I don't know, in the beta I put in as many hours as I could. I can't remember how long it ran for, but I played it all the time. Amazing.
Yeah, Rob was playing that as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, me and him were teaming up, so two of us teaming up and just killing people, running around walls, just doing mad shit. It was amazing.
So you up for more?
I don't know. The problem was, beta, amazing, got the game, played it loads and loads and loads as well, and then just stopped playing it. Just for no reason. Just, got bored. I think a lot of people did.
But but that's the thing, isn't it? I think just because you've got games out there like Counter-Strike that are still going years and years, there's this sort of assumption that a game is like almost a bit of a failure if you're not playing it for like more than a month or two. But why does that matter?
And yet the best games I ever play, I always demolish in 2 evenings.
Yeah,
Well, that's
it had
absolutely
no
not
single
the
player,
case.
so that's kind of the thing,
But-
After I finished playing the multiplayer, there was... And saying that, though,
Yeah.
Battlefield games, I never used to play the single player. I used to go straight online, and that's what I play them for. The single player to me was like, I've never played... They were horrible. They were just sort of on rails, horrible.
I think the only reason they're doing it is to justify the selling price, because nowadays there's so many free-to-play games. I know Blizzard's charging for Overwatch, but they're Blizzard. They can do whatever the fuck they like. But I wonder if they're only doing that just to justify the sale price and, perhaps a longer tail for people buying it. Maybe people might buy it later on in Steam sales, because I think maybe there's a perception that if you don't jump on straight away, then the game's kind of finished.
Well, it will be a different experience. It was with problem with Titanfall was I think it did have quite a long beta, so a lot of us were playing and getting very good at it, and then when they opened up the whole game, it was very obvious that people already knew exactly where you could stand to get the perfect shot, you know, and how you could totally dodge. So if you played it was really what the balancing was a problem. And once you lose a balance in a multiplayer game where it just ends up that if you're red, you can basically just hammer blue because they've got no chance.
Yeah.
You know, and you get that happens a lot in any game, you know, a little bit. Depending on what side you're on, they're going to have an advantage unless it's an exact copy of the map, or it's a multiplayer game. So you might get 5 newbie guys that have just logged in, you know, that have never played before, and then a load of experienced guys. And sometimes we would look on the other side, and there'd be like 20 level 100s, you know, and on our side there'd be us 2 level 100 max level, and then 10s. 5 level 6, you know, like, and you're like, oh my god, man, they don't even know where the shit's gonna land.
Yeah,
you know?
well, I think it was a kind of game where I think for people who are a bit more hardcore, that it had enough going on to hold some interest there, but it also had like quite a lot of casual people, like myself included, would just go on and have a little look.
But yeah, and that was I mean, that's fine, you know, that's totally fine. But it was a bit that I don't think the balancing was right. They couldn't seem to get.
The matchmaking wasn't very good.
It was terrible. You know,
I hope they fixed that.
That was really bad about the whole. That's why we stopped playing, because me and Rob we were playing, and they tried to make it an ES game as well. They wanted it to be an esports game, I think.
Yeah,
it kind of screams
they want
that.
Anything like that, they want it to be like that. Don't
they want it to be and I think they tried a bit too hard doing that, and then forgot that people have actually got to enjoy playing it and get the matchmaking right. Because if the matchmaking's not right, then how is that fair? And it's really difficult to make a team of anyone, because you die like a lot. You know, you do die a lot in it when you're running around on foot. But I mean, brilliant game.
Yeah.
Maybe look at it.
Yeah, see how it goes. I'm sure we'll get plenty of coverage of that at E3. The other thing that this EA call gave away was that they reckon that the overall install base of next-gen console or current-gen consoles is 55 million, and that 35 of them are PS4. So just gave you a little snapshot of how the console wars are doing there. So that's it. We also got official confirmation that we're definitely not getting Assassin's Creed this year, but we will be seeing a sequel to Watch Dogs.
I love how that's news.
That's massive news.
Isn't that hilarious though, that it's come to the fact that if the Assassin's Creed game doesn't come out in a year, that's actually an announcement?
Yeah,
it's like, what the fuck?
News.
Hang on, we made 2 the other year.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
I know. Well, they put out 3 so far this year, so it is actually lies. But no, there's no like proper Assassin's Creed game coming out, because the reason for it apparently is that, well, Unity was a complete car crash, and because of that, sales of the last game were a lot to be desired. Really, like they were much lower than they anticipated, because it's tarnished the brand, so they need to take it away for a little while, make it like twice the game it could be, I think, and then...
Yeah.
I'm hearing good reports.
Do you remember when I said that,
one?
like when Unity came with that, is the best thing that could happen to it?
Yeah.
Because it will mean they have to fix it.
I'm hearing really good
I'm pretty
reports.
sure that's what's going to happen.
Go on.
Like friends. I've got a couple of friends that have got the London-based one.
Oh, Syndicate.
Right? And they're raving about it. They're playing it on PS4.
I heard Unity was great by the time they finished it.
Oh no, my mate's played Unity as well, and he said that Unity was a real slog. He said that felt like a slog. He goes, this one, is really good fun. He goes, it's great riding around the coaches. He said London looks amazing. He said you'll know the roads, you know, because he said some of the, you know, if you know Whitechapel and stuff and Shoreditch area, it's all around that. So it's all, you know. And I asked him, have you completed it? And he said yes, he's completed it with every single achievement on it. He does that. That's what he likes to do. And I said, are you going to get the DLC? Because there's a Jack the Ripper DLC.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, are you going to get that? Because I thought if he says he's going to buy the DLC, then I'll go and buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and try it, because I loved, you know, he said it's a bit more like Black Flag. You know, the combat system, and he said the way it feels and stuff. He said it feels more Black Flag.
I'm definitely up for checking out that world, like when it's a bit cheaper.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Rogue's really cheap at the moment. I was going to say, if you're going to buy an Assassin's Creed game, get Rogue, because it's about
I got it in the Steam sale last week when it was £10. Yeah, so I mean, I fully intend, to persevere and play every Assassin's Creed game, but I'm not doing it every year when they tell me to.
I don't think you should do Unity. Everyone just goes.
I might still
horrible.
do it if it's cheap.
It might be fixed by now, though. You know, by the time you get to it, it might be fixed because I think they had all those weird graphic things going with people's heads all looking back to front and stuff.
I get that in XCOM, to be honest, when the camera goes through their head and it's like, whoa, eyeballs, weird, where it doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other thing is that they're gonna the next Watch Dogs apparently is going to take place in San Francisco, which could be quite cool. I quite like Watch Dogs, to be honest. I
haven't played it.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was fine.
Is it cheap now? Is it a cheap deal?
Oh, it must be.
Yeah.
On CD keys, I would imagine. Rob was playing that.
Yeah, I saw he played that.
Yeah, he played loads of it. Yeah, I bet you that is. Yeah, Watch Dogs, $6.99. There you go.
Blimey. See, look, I didn't buy.
$7.99.
No, I was going to buy Rogue for a tenner, and I didn't because I haven't got. I'm into this Unreal dev kit thing. I've got to throw some hours at it. I haven't got time to play
It's
video games.
addictive, isn't it? It's very addictive.
Yeah, and there's no end to it, is there? You're only limited by your imagination.
I can just keep extending it. I could make one little island and then turn it into another little island. And I thought today, right, I actually looked up the Isle of Skellig Michael. Yeah?
Star Wars one.
Yeah, and I can remap that if I can get a hype map of the damn thing. So
right.
I haven't got a satellite picture of it properly yet because the one I got was crap. Yeah, so I need to find a decent satellite picture to then make a height map that then it will be, I can remodel Skellig Island and I can put the stairs in and everything that's there from
Make
photos.
a little Luke in there to
and
be
then
all
I can
by himself.
I'm Luke!
Or you can pretend,
I can be
it could
Luke.
be like a Luke simulator.
I can just run around myself and be Luke.
Just look out at the ocean and
Yeah.
wonder what
I might have to
went
put
wrong.
I'll put a fake moon in as well. Big fake moon somewhere. I don't
That's
know.
no
I'll have to
moon.
look it up. I could recreate the Star Wars. So I just,
Oh, right,
so who
okay.
knows? Who knows?
Yeah, alright, let's, got one more thing here, and that is Godus. Do you know about Godus?
I know it's
I've got Godus. I've had it for a couple of years, I think.
Peter Molyneux's attempt at making a God game with Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Well, he kind of relaunched it as Godus Wars.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a freebie sort of thing, but the internet went mad because they downloaded it and straight away it asked for a microtransaction of $5. And the only reason they put it in was to give that guy some money who won the cube thing. You know, the cube thing, and it made him like a god in Godus, but they didn't really, it was a really embarrassing story where, like, they were like, oh, you get to visit the office, and he ended up, like, just being sat in a corner, and everyone ignored him.
They didn't know what to do with him, did they?
No, so they put this microtransaction in the game in the hope that they could give this guy some money, but, they immediately had to pull it because the internet went crazy. But, yeah, I think at the moment on Steam, it's just got, like, very negative reviews. I imagine there's some fairly hilarious ones if I pull it up. Yeah, I saw Jim Sterling playing it. It just looked like junk. It just looked like a really shabby...
It's awful.
Yeah. Here's the first Steam review. This company should be avoided at all costs. The simple reason they have created another game is to separate it from the original God of Store page, which rightly so has terrible reviews. This is just as bad. It barely works. The whole Goddess idea was marketed as the next populous game, which people got so excited for, and thousands of people paid to make it happen. The company has not delivered, not in the slightest. It is a complete mess, delivers on barely any of the promises made in the original Kickstarter, and should be avoided. Save your money. That's from Captain Mick. Although, he only spent 0.1 hours with it, but then if it's as bad as you say, I don't blame him.
Well, I've never played it and just...
I didn't think I had much
much
staying power, unfortunately, no.
I played it on my phone. I thought it might be a excusable mobile game, but it was just boring. And like the way that you have to shunt the land around, it was just like really awkward on the phone.
Yeah.
Peter lost me at Fable 2.
I like Fable 2.
Fable 1 was good.
The worst part of Godus really was that he'd already made at least 2 very good God games. It was kind of weird that that this one was a bit of a backward step.
He's always trying to do something completely different. I mean, Black and White, the first Black and White was really good.
Oh god, that game was amazing.
That was amazing.
God,
I
that
played
game was
for so many hours.
amazing.
Great. Amazing. I mean, I tried to get that
Like,
creature
that
to do
was
all
a-
sorts of shit, you know.
I used to take my computer around to Pat's and we'd just play Black and White.
Yeah.
Do the kung
Yeah.
fu.
Absolutely
Yeah, and
amazing.
that was incredible.
Like that was. I thought that felt like an absolute step up in
I
gaming.
mean,
that
Populous,
game.
obviously, I played Populous till I played that
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I bought a vibrating mouse to play
So
Black and White.
yeah, we both had those crazy
much. Oh,
weird
because you got
mouse.
the things
There's
going over
Logitech.
You got the
the
ripple.
mushrooms.
Yeah.
When you were picking up the land, it would go.
Yeah, it'd vibrate, yeah.
Yeah.
They were mice the size of like Xbox controllers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read about
Remember,
those.
they
I
look
never
like-
bought one. I always thought, wow, that's a nice feature. How much are they? Oh, what? No, thanks.
Yeah, it was like I think it was Logitech. I
It
just
was Logitech,
just googled
yeah.
Black and White mouse.
I remember it being a
Obviously, it just
special
brought
one.
up a black and white
They were
mouse.
linked in with them, weren't they?
I'm
still got
pretty
it?
sure vibrating mouse.
Yeah,
Well,
vibrating
there probably
mouse.
won't be very
Black and white
many of
mouse
them.
I wondered what else your teenage self used that vibrating mouse for.
Oh.
I bet Keith did. I bet Keith had one. Actually, I remember Keith telling me about someone killed your... what did you have? You had a creature and someone killed it. Did Rob Walker kill it?
No, probably Pat.
Someone
Pat
killed
made
your
mine.
creature.
It was the I feel mouse. That was
I
it.
feel.
Oh, was it?
Dear.
I
Oh,
feel.
yeah.
I feel. That doesn't sound like a Ann Summers product at all.
That's such a 90s name.
Yeah. Black and White.
Did it come
I
with?
feel
I
Did it come with
feel.
anything?
Yeah, that's it. It was a big bloody blue thing.
It was a massive, massive blue mouse.
And it, yeah, it had a
Oh my
button
God.
on the
And
side.
when
Mouse, is that what it was?
when your cursor went over the icon, it would do a little vibrate.
That's so wrong.
To be honest, I've got a G700S Logitech thing, which is a bit of a monster.
Does that vibrate?
No.
No.
But it has
Was
two
this
options.
vibrating when you were playing Lara Croft?
Well, no, I've got my Xbox controller for that. Full
I guess,
vibration
Oh, yeah.
features.
Well, it's weird, isn't it? I use a controller and the vibration's brilliant. So yeah, why don't we have them in mice? You know, a mouse, whatever.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's battery is probably the
Yeah,
largest
probably.
answer.
I don't know. They could power it through USB, couldn't they?
Yeah.
And also, like, I guess the resolution of like high end gaming mice, vibration is probably the last thing you want to throw into that.
Well, the one
Yeah.
I've got is a Razer.
I mean, it's kind of immersion versus accuracy, isn't it?
I'm using a Razer one, Pat. Right, that's got 12 buttons on the side.
Yeah.
So it's a 12 button. It was for when I was playing WoW, and it
Yeah.
took me 3 months to be able to press, like, you know, from the keypad any key at any point at any time as fast as I wanted to do it. Took
Yeah.
3 months of doing it. And you know, that's insane.
Yeah.
I had to teach my thumb to press buttons on the side, but it
You
gave.
should get like foot pedals or something.
Well, no, actually, I thought about doing that the other day because I could do with a foot pedal.
I've got a
For comms, you know, to mute.
I've got a
Or push to talk.
a Nintendo Wii balance board and a piece of software that lets you sync that to your PC by Bluetooth, and you can just calibrate it to have any key. So you
Right.
can use it as a controller. You can use it.
Well, I was just
you
gonna-
can use it for your walk controls.
I was
You
looking
can
up
have
buying
WASD
pressure
in
pads
it.
from Maplin.
Yeah.
Right? Security pressure pads, and then you can basically you should be able to link it up to you know, you need a bit of a circuit board, a Raspberry Pi or something, one of them. Or maybe that's a bit overdoing it, you know, but it'd probably be easy.
Well, why don't you just?
And then you
I
could link it up
think-
to that so that it knew when your foot was tapping on the floor, so you could have it.
Yeah.
You could tap once for. I just, you know, I could do with another controller because I don't like
Yeah.
putting stuff on the
well,
keyboard.
The Wii balance board does exactly that.
Oh, okay.
But
How much
all
are they?
you need is the app and a Bluetooth dongle
Really?
and a Nintendo Wii balance board, which you can buy for like a tenner on,
Oh,
on,
okay.
like eBay
Okay.
and stuff.
Oh,
so-
and so still retrofit it all to do whatever I wanted.
yeah,
Oh,
and it's wireless.
oh, cool.
You could just have it at your feet.
Yeah. No, that'd be pretty cool.
I was just using it for VR stuff. I built like I woke up one morning and decided I wanted to build like a surfing simulator.
Exactly.
So I went to Cash Converters, bought one of these Wii balance boards, went home, and by the end of the night I'd built like a surfing simulator that you control the Wii balance board. And you just lean on it, and that moves the the board and it moves you across into the wave and like work perfectly.
Well, I went up into the loft looking for a guitar.
You could use it as a space bar if you. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could use it just to jump in games.
Yeah, it's just a big space bar. Exactly, big space bar on the floor.
Giant space bar at your feet. But yeah, I like custom controller configurations. Like input is like one of the things that just is no way near.
Oh, Pat, we should have a tech jam come over, and we'll just do something. We'll make something.
Yeah,
you know.
make it something.
We'll make
with a
something just
Raspberry
in a night. You know, make something stupid in a night.
Game jam.
Yeah, game jam. Exactly. We'll just make
Hardware
something.
jam.
Has to be made that night. Make it drunk. Wake up in the morning, and see that we've published it somewhere, and
then Rob has to try it out.
Yeah, Rob has to play it. Yeah.
Has to pass the test.
Yes.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Let's take
Sounds
this
like a
home
plan.
then. This has been the Not Playing Podcast in partnership with notlistening.co.uk, where you can also hear myself and Ian talk about movies and TV on the Not Watching Podcast, and Adam, Ash and Will talk about all manner of funny things on the Not Listening Podcast. You can email us at notplayingpodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet at or follow us on Twitter at notplayingpod. You can find the show notes for this show at notlistening.co.uk, and if you're listening to us on iTunes, please do give us a review. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for listening. See ya!
See ya.
No booty, my friend.